everybody. I'm USA Today bestselling author Hildy McQueen, and I write medieval Highlander romance. Today we are going to do the week of May 13th through the 19th, and I'm using this really pretty kit. I actually used this kit before, but I wanted to use it again because it's in this planner. I used it sometime last year, maybe for Cinco de Mayo week. I don't remember, but it's like Mexican themed, and the reason for me using this kit is because my tia, which is aunt in Espanol, came to visit this week from Cali. She my nephew, is that, yeah, her grandson, my cousin's son, anyway, my nephew, he brought her for her birthday. He asked her what she wanted, and she wanted to come to Georgia because she's never been to further east than Texas. So she was so cute. She was so excited about coming. She's in her 80s, so she was a little bit, couldn't move around a lot, but we still managed to get quite a bit of stuff done. So let me tell you guys what is going on right now with me. How far behind am I? I think this is the furthest behind I've ever been. And I am planning to catch up this week. Tomorrow I will be filming 2 spreads so that I can finish May. Because the week after this, the 13th, what is that? The next week is the 20th. And it goes through the 26th, and then the following week after that is the last week of May, first few days of June, and that is my birthday week. And so I'm gonna do those 2 weeks, film them probably today and tomorrow, and then I can get caught up, which will be good. I've been working on, I shared with you guys my reading journal and how I changed it, and then I changed that a little bit too. So I've worked on that. Really all I changed was the cover. I had this, what do you call it? I had this gift bag that was so cute. The print was books, and so I undid the bag and laminated it and made it my book journal cover. So it is really super cute. And then I changed the rings to multicolor rings, so all I have to do now is put like reading journal, like some sort of title thing. I don't know how to say it, like put reading journal in the front of it, and then it'll be really nice. I think I'll stop at that and just continue to use that as my reading journal. And as far as planning goes, I've been still using my Hobonichi for everyday catch-all, and then I got a Jane's Agenda just because I wanted to try it out, and I've been using that as a supplemental. And then I use my Happy Planner for my weekly challenges with my planning team. So yeah, I'm using 4 planners. So this one, the memory journal or memory planner, my Hobonichi, my Jane's Agenda, and a Happy Planner. Yay me. So let's go to the day by day. So on Monday the 13th was one of my best friends' birthday. Her name is Judy. And then I think she turned 70 something, but I don't remember the number. And then my eldest daughter, her birthday was on the 13th as well. And I started outlining the 3rd book in the Clan Ross of Skye series. The 2nd book is about to be released in June, but during this time I was waiting for it to come back from the editor, so I didn't want to start a new book, but at the same time I had all these ideas in my head of, okay, this is what I want to do with that book, because I just finished the book, so I knew had an idea of how the storyline was going to progress. Why can't I talk? So yes, that's why I did a very short outline. Let me take a sip of my hot tea. I made mint tea. It's called Mint Medley by Bigelow. It's really good. I like spearmint, but this one I think has a mixture of mints. Okay, so, finishing Monday, I filmed and I am listening to The Kept Woman by Karen Slaughter. It was a pretty good book. On Tuesday, and I have writing on the bottom because I guess I did a little bit of writing for The Raven, which is the third book that was, once I outlined it, I kind of wrote the first maybe half chapter just because I had an idea in my head of how I wanted the book to start. I'm not exactly sure that now it's going to start that way, but I have a good basis for it. On Tuesday, I did some planning first thing. Like I said, I use 4 planners and I do keep them all up to date. Because sometimes I'm like feeling like one, I'm really excited about using one, and other times I'm like, I just want to use something more simple, or sometimes I want to use something more decorative, so that's why I switch planners, but I make sure to have all the same data in all of them. I started listening to Power in the Blood, which is by, I forgot the author, but yeah, that was a okay book. I got it free on Chirp, I think. I cleared my email, deleted so many emails that I'm hoping that I don't end up regretting it. So what I did is I alphabetized it. I went by the sender, and then like it was easy to delete like store emails and emails from people, that not people. Mostly it was from businesses that sent emails every single day, but I don't want to unsubscribe because sometimes I do buy stuff from those people. But anyway, deleted a whole bunch of them. And then I went to Publix to pick up some stuff for salad for dinner, and then I was keeping an eye on my cell phone to see when my aunt and my nephew were going to fly into Atlanta. I knew that they were going to spend the night, but I just wanted to make sure that they got, got to their Airbnb safely, because, if any kind of situation arose, then I could just jump in the car and go get them. But everything went fine. They arrived in the evening, and then they went to grab a bite, and then they checked into their Airbnb, and then they went to grab a bite. From what I hear, the restaurant they went to was super delicious. It was an Italian place. I still need to contact my nephew and tell him to send me the name of that restaurant because I want to try it. And then I watched The Resident on, is it on Netflix? I don't remember. I think it is. Yeah, it's The Resident. It's a hospital drama show. And on Wednesday, I met with my friend Cindy to go for a walk. I knew that my nephew and my aunt planned to stay in Atlanta for Wednesday to kind of explore Atlanta a little bit. I didn't go only because if I would have went, then I would have had to get a place to spend the night. And my daughter lives north of Atlanta. I could have technically gone there, but I'm like, I'll just let them explore Atlanta. They were going to go to Botanical Garden and grab a bite, and they were gonna try to go one other place, but they kind of explored around Midtown, which is a nice area. So I stayed in Augusta that day. I went to Walgreens after walking to pick up some pictures that I had ordered, check my sales stats, check my email, regular stuff I do every day. I started watching Will Trent, which is so different from the books, but it's still a good show. And then I listened to The Silent Wife. I don't understand how did I listen to that many books in one day. Who knows? It seems like I would have not had time, but that's what's in my planner, so I'm gonna assume I'm not lying. That's weird though, because I think because I wasn't writing, I had the books on all day, and that's how I was reading, getting them done. Because usually I'm writing, and this week I had taken the week off because first I was thinking that I was gonna go pick them up on Tuesday night and drive back, and then we would have, Wednesday together, but it was a change of plans, so I guess that didn't happen. So, I went to the side panel and put on there that my highlights of the week were my aunt's visit, my tia's visit, and also time with the familia. And that's my first half of the week. I think it turned out super cute. So let's go on to Thursday. Hubby and I were gonna go pick them up. We had to be in Atlanta by no later than 11 because they checked out of their Airbnb at 11. And then we were gonna go grab a bite and come back, or see if they wanted to go do something. So originally we were planning to, we're on the way driving to Atlanta. We were chit-chatting with them and we had thought about going to the Coca-Cola Museum. So we were psyched for that. That was going to be fine. And I had found a couple of cool places to go eat, but around Midtown Atlanta area, there's so much to do that it's like you get overwhelmed. They have a lot of really good restaurants. They have a lot of artsy areas. They have like a open market on some days. What else is there? They have if you drink, there's an amazing Scottish tavern called the Brick House. I love that place. I used to hang out there when I used to go there once a month to a reading group meeting thing. A chapter meeting is what I'm trying to say. So I used to go once a month when it was in Midtown. I loved it because I would go hang out at the Brick House the night before. And then after the meeting, I would drive back to where I live. So I live 2.5 hours east of Atlanta. So I live on the South Carolina border. So I don't know why I decided to, oh my god, that's crooked. On this side of the page when I was doing it, I'm just like, oh, let me go ahead and put down all the underlays and the base, because normally what I do is I put the whole base for the whole week first, and then do the day by day. But this one I only did half, and then I'm doing the other half, which is crazy. So anyway, when we went to Atlanta, we went to the Airbnb. It was in a cute little quaint neighborhood in Midtown, and so we got them, and we started talking about the Coca-Cola Museum, and come to find out, well, my aunt's diabetic, she can't drink soda. I said, well, maybe they're gonna have some diet drinks. I don't know. So the more we talked about it, the more we talked ourselves out of going there. So we ended up going to this place called the Flying Biscuit, which is so good. And I was so excited about sharing the Flying Biscuit with them, only to find out they didn't say anything until we were in the Flying Biscuit sitting down that they had gone there the day before for breakfast. I was like, man, if I would have known, I would have picked a different place, because, by the time we picked them up and went there, it was lunchtime, so we could have went to one of the other places that I had picked. Just so you know, if you're going to a new town that you've never been before, either Google or go on Instagram and type in Instagrammable restaurants in blank, whatever city you go to. Because when I went to Columbus, which, have I shared that yet? When did I go to Columbus? Oh yeah, I think I shared that already. When I went to Columbus, I did the whole, did that, and ended up in this amazing little cafe where they had the cloud coffee. And then when I went back to my hometown, I said it most Instagrammable places in San Diego, and I got some of the coolest results. And I went to some cool places that had opened up, since I've been, I haven't lived there for years and years. I don't know about all the new cool places that open, so I always do that, and I always discover some neat places. Alright, so hopefully I am going to put down the scripts for Thursday. I don't have a lot of things going on every day, so I decided to use those headers to divide the little spaces up. I like the way it turned out, but I don't sometimes I don't have room to add them on there because of all the stuff that I have going on. It's been just so busy lately that it's crazy. Been doing a lot of research on marketing and research on promotions and trying to decide if I want to hire someone to help with that or just do it myself. And myself has not been turning out that good. But yeah, anyway. Okay, so the first thing I'm putting down is that I drove to Atlanta, as you guys know, because I already told you everything. I think I told you pretty much everything that happened that day, didn't I? Yeah, and then picked them up. It was so cute because they were both sitting outside waiting for us, which I kind of was like, why are you guys outside? You could have stayed in the Airbnb till we got here. But I think they were just excited and they want us to miss where they were. So yeah, we picked them up, and like I said, we were hanging out around Midtown. We did drive around a little bit because there was a really pretty park nearby, and kind of showed them a little bit of the artsy area, that kind of stuff. And then we went to the Flying Biscuit, which I had my usual that I always have, the oatmeal pancake. It is so delicious because they put a peach compote over it. Oh, so good. And I had their grits. Their grits are to die for. They're so creamy. And even if you're not from the South, if you eat their grits, you'll be like, okay, I like them. But of course, I think it's an acquired taste. I don't know. You don't need to add butter. They already have like a buttery, creamy taste to them. And my husband loves them. And he's from Montana, so neither one of us grew up eating grits. But they're just so yummy. And then we get home, right? And my aunt's like, I have a show that I've been watching and I really need to watch it. And and we're like, okay. And she's like, but it's really long. And I said, oh, I know what show it is. It's Casa de los Famosos, House of the Famous, which is kind of like a Latino version of Big Brother, I guess. I don't know. I've never seen Big Brother, but these people live in a house and it's a reality show, and they have like different rooms, and so they team up against each other kind of thing. So anyway, she was so excited when we found it on Hulu or one of those channels, and so we planned it. She plopped her little booty down in front of the television, and she was there for until she went to bed. She was like, I mean, that show goes on and on and on, and she needed to catch up from Tuesday and Wednesday and then Thursday. So yeah, she had a lot of show to watch, and I think she might have caught up on. She watched that every night, so I'm trying to think if she caught up on Saturday or maybe Sunday. But she watched it every night. It was so cute. She was like glued to that show, and I kept thinking, wow, it's really kind of boring. But my other aunt is addicted to it too, so it must be something they can just leave on during the day, and or whenever it comes on. I don't know when it comes on, and watch it. On what day am I on? Friday. We got up and kind of spent some time with my nephew, my husband, and him. Just chit-chatted a lot, and my aunt was sleeping in because she had stayed up watching her show. So one of her things is, she told me, I love to sleep in, and so get me up if it's getting late and you guys want to do something, because I like to sleep in. And she was not kidding. She slept into like 11, so 11:30. So we were meeting our friends at this place called Wife Saver. It's I guess it's a southern local thing. I don't know if you guys have it anywhere else, but they make the best fried food. I mean, none of it's healthy, but they make like butter beans, greens, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, fried pork chops, fried chicken, pot roast, that kind of stuff. So, and all of it's delicious. So we went to, because they were like, we want to have southern food. I'm like, okay, it's not healthy. So we went, and my nephew said it was the best pork chop he'd ever had. He was like, oh my God, I'm going to be dreaming about this pork chop. So then after that, we went downtown of our little town, because I always say, if you come to Augusta, you have to take a picture with James Brown. So We went to the James Brown statue and they got their pictures taken with him. And then, was that first? We stopped at this place called Augusta and Co., where they sell a bunch of town like memorabilia, I guess you can say, like T-shirts, stuff with the logo on there, the local logo. Some master stuff because this is where the Masters takes place. So, and we walked around downtown. The weather was perfect. I mean, perfect. I'm so proud of my area because there was a slight breeze. It was like partly cloudy, so not too sunny, and yeah, it was the perfect weather to be kind of moving around. And we put my aunt in a transport chair so we could just push her around, so she was happy. And and then we went and took pictures in front of the mural on 8th Street, which is like the James Brown mural. So we did that. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. And then we went to this 5th Street Bridge, which is where a bunch of local artists painted, like, I guess they were murals. The whole bridge is painted on both sides of the wall. And so we kind of drove really slow to find my friends, and I found it, and it was so cute because I had given her a button with my logo, my Hildy McQueen logo on it, with a little chihuahua, and she had like a chair with a fishing rod and a cooler, and she had like a fisherman's hat draped over the back of the chair, and it had some buttons on it, and it was very abstract, but one of them was clearly my button. And I wouldn't have probably known if she hadn't told me, but I was like, look, 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 that's my button. So then after that, we came home, and guess what she watched until she fell asleep? She was happy. On Saturday, we were going to plan a meal and have my sisters come visit so they could spend time with my aunt. So, because they don't go off to California as often as I do. So, my husband made the most delicious orzo salad, and then my youngest daughter and her husband stopped by so they could see my aunt, and they hung out for a little while. And then my sister and her daughter came by and hung out, and I told them it's like open house, you guys can come and go. But it turned out that my sister and my niece stayed, and then my other sister came, and they live in Charleston, which is about 3 hours away. So that was nice that they came by too. And yeah, we just had a lot of laughter hanging out, and we took pictures and stuff, and really enjoyed the day. It went by so fast. We had, I'm trying to remember, one of my sisters brought stuffed jalapenos, and my other sister brought chiles poblanos, which is like a California chili. They're not spicy, and you roast it, and then you slide it open and take all the seeds out, and then you stuff it with meat or cheese, and then she wrapped them in bacon, which you can do, but or you can dip it in egg batter and fry them. Up to you. But they were delish. And then, like I said, my hubby made the salad, and I made those those slider buns, and then I just put deli meat. I put ham and cheese, or turkey and cheese, I think. Yeah, everything was really good. All right, so let me see. We are going on to Sunday. I think after everybody left, I think we were done. Everybody was gone by like 7. And then we kind of just hung out at the house after that, and you know what my aunt was doing, right? So we parked her again. She was watching her show and fell asleep. I think she slept through most of it because she was tired from the day of visiting and everything. So yeah, she fell asleep, and then she woke up. So we had to rewind part of it, but she was fine. On Sunday, I went to church. I left everybody at home. My aunt was still asleep when I left, and my stepdaughter was at church, so she came back home with me. And so my stepdaughter and I, we went and got pedicures and manicures, so we got to have some time together and hang out. And then we went to this place called Vampire Penguin to have dessert, and you guys have to look it up. It's really a cool place. It's kind of like snow cones, but super elevated, like really, really finely shaved ice. And then after we took my stepdaughter home, we went to a Mexican restaurant and had tacos, and that's how we ended the evening. So let me show you guys what the spread turned out to look like. This is the second half of the week, super adorable. And then by magic, boom, we show you the whole thing. Yay! Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.